We need to find out the value of the given trigonometric expression. Let us begin. We'll start by first computing each of the trigonometric ratio. So let us start with tangent of 720 degrees. Now 720 degrees thus can be also expressed as 8 times 90 degrees. So 8 times 90 degrees, that's 720 degrees, but we are going to add one extra degree to it, so that is 0 degrees. This will become equals to, now we have tangent, an even multiple of 90 degree plus 0. So that means we are still going to have a tangent function. So whenever we have an even multiple, tangent remains as tangent, but the angle will be 0 degrees. Now we have to check out in which quadrant the angle 720 lies. So here we have 8 times 90 degree. That means we'll go in the anti-clockwise fashion. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we are in the fourth quadrant. Now we are adding 0 degree to it, which doesn't make any difference. So that means in the fourth quadrant, we know that the cosine and the secant function are positive. Everything else is negative. So we have negative tangent of 0. But since tangent of 0 is 0, so we're going to get 0. So tangent of 720 degrees corresponds to a value of 0. Let's find out the value of cosine 270 degrees. So we have cosine of 270 degrees. So this will be equals to cosine of 3 times 90 degree. But we're going to add 0 degree to it. So 3 times 90 corresponds to 270. And 3, here we have an odd multiple of 90 degrees. So whenever we have an odd multiple, then cosine must change to sine. So we have sine, and the angle will be this angle, which is 0 degree. Now 3 times 90 means we are in the first, second, third quadrant. Now in the third quadrant, only the tangent and cotangent are positive. Everything else is negative. So we're going to get negative sine 0. But since sine 0 is 0, so this value is going to be 0. Now coming to cosine of 120 degrees. So cosine 120 degrees, that can be also expressed as cosine of 90 plus 30. Now cosine of 90 plus 30. So here we have 90, which is actually an odd multiple of 90 degree. We can also represent it as 1 times 90. That means cosine must change to sine. So we have sine 30 degree. Now 90 plus 30, that means we are in the second quadrant. Another way to look at it is we have 1 multiplied to 90 degrees. So that means we are in the first quadrant. But we are adding 30 degrees to it, which is going to take us to the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, sine is positive, everything else is negative. But since we are starting with a cosine function, its result is going to be negative. It does not depend on what we get here, but it depends on the overall value. That's going to be negative. So we have negative sine 30, and negative sine 30 is simply negative 1/2. And coming to the final value, we have sine 150 degrees, which will be equals to sine. So we can also express that as 2 times 90 degrees. So that corresponds to 180 minus 30 degrees. So we have 2 times 90 minus 30 degree. And we know that 2 is an even multiple. So we have an even multiple of 90 degrees. So sine must remain as sine. We're going to get sine 30 degrees. The 2 times 90 means we are in the second quadrant. And we're subtracting 30 from it. But 30 is a very small angle, lying between 0 and 90. We are going to be still in the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, sine is positive. So we're going to get a positive value. This is going to give us positive half. So let's substitute all this value back into our original equation. So we have tangent of 720. So we got this value is 0. Then minus, we have cosine of 270. So that gives us a value of 0 as well. We have negative cosine of 120. So that's negative half, multiplied to sine 150. So that's positive half. So this gives us a value 1/4. So this is going to be the final value of a given trigonometric expression. That's 1/4 or 1/4.